Yeah, Social Dilemma is a Netflix documentary. I was going to say film, but
Yeah, documentary.
yeah, because there's some active
It's a
parts.
bit, yeah.
So
That's the cringe part for me. We'll get onto it, but
well, it basically says the problem with social media and everything around that today.
yeah.
And just before we talk about that, what do you actually think of it? The watching, just the watching of it.
It's very interesting hearing from the people that built these things that are now the things that control our lives, and they're all like.
Did you enjoy it as a documentary?
I enjoyed that aspect. I feel like I knew most of it.
That's what I was going to say.
We unfortunately use some of these.
I think you can tell
ourselves.
it's definitely a documentary built for a casual, everyday person who doesn't know this about it.
And that's why they put the
acting
in.
Yeah.
Because the acting part I didn't like. And then when
so
it started
cringe,
cutting
man.
to the people inside your phone or whatever it is, and they're like, "Quick, run an ad. We just made 3 cents."
Yeah.
I did not like that part.
I agree, but it's definitely for the mainstream.
Yeah, in that aspect, yes.
And that was really good. I can appreciate the filmmaking behind it, even though I'm like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know how these algorithms work.
So my brother watched it, and he actually started limiting his screen time each day.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's not someone that lives on social media beforehand. So I think that, as you said, it's built for someone who doesn't live on social media, and it's changed his mindset.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I think I've genuinely used my phone more since I watched it.
Yeah.
I think we've got a big
Which
problem.
is bad.
Yeah.
We've got a big problem in that we know, like, again, we watch the documentary, we know that this is happening. I mean, I even used to run an agency where I used to do ads. Still now I do that with my store and stuff. We run ads to people who have visited my store before, target people on Facebook and stuff. So I'm watching it thinking that is awful. I'm still doing it. and I'm still on my phone every single
And
day.
you're having a guru.
No, that's different. That's two different things. It's more of the, like, again, like you're saying, these people built this service.
Yeah.
When they built the ad platform, there's no way they were building it
As a
For
tool
it to be used like this.
Yeah, I mean, ad space has always been. That's how we all get paid from YouTube. We all put ads on our videos. But I think it goes to a stage where the addictability that they're coding in on purpose. They're looking at how much you're scrolling down. They're putting this there. That is the bit where it's starting to get all right.
That swipe down thing from the top that
Yeah.
is supposed to be a casino ka-ching.
Yeah,
It's that's the problem.
there's nothing wrong in my opinion about putting ads on, platforms where people are looking. That's just natural. It's how the platforms exist. It's how content creators exist. It's how, and then also ads do also supply like a need for people. Like for me as well, people are looking for Pokemon cards. If they're scrolling through Facebook and see my store that's cheaper than other stores, it's gonna be okay. I'll go and buy that. That's perfectly fine. But again, like you say, or like I say, what's saying, it's where they start like tapping into your what's the words?
Your mind.
Yeah, tapping into your mind and like purposely putting things there to trick you.
Where the bit where it's like a notification that the girl's just posted on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
And that gets him hooked back on his phone.
Notifications are a bad thing. I've turned off
especially recommended notifications.
Yes, I've turned off a couple notifications. I tried the screen time thing on Instagram. I put it on for half an hour and I was getting some Instagram stats for Josh at After Party.
Yeah.
And I went over my thing.
You just click ignore.
And I can't on my phone.
Right.
So it kicks you off. So I had to go into digital wellbeing and then turn it off and go back in. And I was like, well, that didn't work. It's my job, innit? I've got to send over these analytics. So you can't kick me off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it's trash.
Yeah.
We're okay, you talk about the whole nation, but if you want to talk about us individually, like we're trapped within this because it's what we do. And so even if you want to get away from it, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still use every platform or?
I don't have Twitter on any thing here.
So
Yeah,
and how do you find
George
that?
runs my Twitter.
How do you find that?
I love it. I love not being able to see tweets.
Really?
Yeah, admittedly, I feel terrible because some people are tweeting me nice things each day.
Yeah.
And I feel awful not being able to see them. But when I was on it, I could get 100 tweets that are like, oh, I loved your video today. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, blah, blah, blah. One that's just like, I hate you. I don't know. I hate you. Something like,
yeah.
but way deeper or whatever. And instantly my mood is gone for the day. Like,
Really?
Yeah. Like I know I shouldn't, because like YouTube comments, for example, it's the same for that. Every now and then one will get to me and that can ruin my whole day.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I feel like Twitter is the most toxic out of all of them. YouTube comments you kind of accept. People are just a little bit weird on there.
Yeah.
I think that is the only way to go on.
I was just going to say Bird App's dying a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it does.
It's because
it's
the political aspect that's taken it away. I think Twitter, and if you ask any of us a couple of years ago what your favorite social media platform, I think everyone would have said Twitter.
Twitter by far.
100%.
Even Gary Vee, I used to watch his like daily V's and stuff, and he used to ask, he's always shitting on Twitter all the time. It's like Facebook, Instagram is the wave. He always usually like do phone-ins of kids like in high school and stuff. He'll say, what's your favorite app? And they'll all say Twitter. And he's like, what? Why Twitter? But it is because it's that instant, like, it's just, I don't know what it is about it, but it's so good.
People are funny. People are funny on it.
But now the political side of it, the stand side of it, it just goes too far, man. It's
agreed. And cancel culture as well.
Yeah, and I don't think it's Twitter's fault. I think it's our fault. I think we're changing. You know, we're changing that as humans.
Let me sum it up for you.
Go on.
Then. Oh, he's done the hand. He's done.
Yeah.
All right, boom.
Boom. I think that it's very easy, and it's great. All right, falling into these little cults /sects / interests, like whether it's a stan or another community, so you support the same football club or so on. You can collectively, like, okay, we make videos. At the start, I made them because I could show how good I was at Call of Duty, and then off the back of that, people would watch it and so on. Now I feel like it's the same thing, and it has been all along. But people can, like, when someone goes viral for something that they've done wrong, like it's someone on Twitter's job to come up with the wittiest, funniest thing that can put them down while getting the most likes and retweets possible. So people are all in their own little corners of this, and they're all trying to be the funniest and get the most attention and be the most relevant when they're not that person in real life.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we have millions of these corners now. Some of them are the Sidemen. Some of them are, I don't personally have a Calyx corner of it, but there's certain things that I see from some Sidemen fans that I'm just like, why are you doing that? What's going on right now? And it's because you want to be popular within this world, in my opinion. Sorry if I'm wrong. And I'm sorry if this is pissing you off too, but it's the truth. And that's why it's a toxic race to the top / the bottom, whichever way you want it. And that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Well, I always see people just, it's the thing for me is just like trying to cancel people for, yes, you have like a reason for it, but at the end of the day, my thing is like, okay, if I don't agree with something, I'm going to just like, if it's not, hurting someone or like, it's hard to explain, but I will just move on with my life.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say that because then that means, when you see something really terrible, I just move on. Like, and it's not like that, but for example, if someone's done something that it was like years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Just doesn't really change your life by
unless
bringing
it's
that up now.
What they've done is illegal.
Yeah, like, if someone's murdered someone and
sexual assault or something.
Yeah,
completely agree.
You
but
can't
say
be like,
they've done something in a video that was like okay back then.
Yeah.
Like the whole world thought it was okay back then.
Yeah.
Probably did offend and piss off people. But now that's being brought forward 10 years.
Yeah, and it's also like, I guess making those mistakes at the time, say someone said something at the time and someone at the time picked up on it, they'll learn, okay, I won't say that in the future. And you learn from that. So they will have learned now. But you're picking something up from years ago. Like let's just Ethan is an example. I'm not saying he's done anything, but I'm saying like he's changed, right?
Yeah.
He's gone from someone who was probably like bit of, with his weight loss, right? His weight loss has that completely changed him as a person. Like you can obviously,
kids killing it. It's like the confidence within him now.
Yeah, that's
when you first met him, he didn't have it.
Yeah, and it's not just the weight.
He's changed.
He's changed as a person, right? So if he's gone through years of weight loss, also changes as a person, confidence, everything, his whole persona has changed. Why then, if he said something at that point where he may have been like depressed, he may have been depressed as a person, he said something then, now he's changed. How can you can't on one hand be a stan, for example, and say, bro, Ethan, you've done so well, man, I'm so proud of your change. But then also say, what's this that you said when you were a different person?
Yeah.
It's just so toxic, man. Like, and it doesn't help, it's not, they're not helping anyone. It's not helping anyone really.
So that's where like, I'm very pessimistic as a person, but when I see someone say like, I'll always love what you do, etc., I'm like, all it takes is one thing, and you'll turn on me, and suddenly you hate me.
Yeah,
and I know that's a really bad way of thinking, but my thing, the reason why I think of like looking at something from the past is you're the kind of person to say, oh, you need to educate yourself. But if it was 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever, and you're now having a go at them, you're saying that they can't have educated themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Everyone's learning, and no one's perfect. And we're seeing that at the highest level, the president of the United States. You know, like that's the person that people have always looked up to for like help. You know, throughout all these tough times is the president. And if he can't do that, then you have to understand that regular people who aren't political can make mistakes as well. You know,
I mean, Twitter. I think Twitter back then was just what you would say in a group chat, and people found it like way more funny. Now, I think because everyone's on Twitter, everyone can now see your like.
Well, look at Little Britain as well. Little Britain was literally like a satire show, right?
Yeah.
Its purpose was to highlight these problems, and let's laugh at these issues, but also we're highlighting them and bringing them forward and showing how wrong this is. So then to like cancel that, it's like, well, what are you doing then? Like they are highlighting it. They are whether it's funny or not, or you don't find it funny personally. They have educated.
Yeah,
we're thinking, look at how bad that what we do in our everyday life is, And then it's just, and it's the same thing, man. It's like, and I don't know. It's people change, society changes, and if someone's saying something now, then bring them up on it. But back when
I think now, like, I personally am probably in the same boat as you. Well, actually, probably all of us are. In that, like, we'll see something that will link in the chat, in our WhatsApp chat, and be like, "Rah, this is like mad." But then, like, I don't feel the need to go and speak out about that. And I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm not saying it's sexual assault. I'm not saying it's any of that. It's just something that's a bit mad.
Yeah.
Like, I retweeted that porta potty thing yesterday. Did you watch that? What I put in the chat? Someone booted over a porta potty with someone in it.
Yeah.
And they were trapped in it and then came out covered in piss and shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. And there are a section of Twitter that would be like, that's mad. Like,
you can't do that.
You can't do that, which is absolutely fine. But I completely agree with you. You can't do that. And I'd never do it myself. But I don't feel the need to be outspoken about it. And I think there's a fine line. And there are things that you do need to speak on. And there are probably things that we should speak on more.
Yeah.
But I think you need to build people up. I don't know. People are gonna go through my old tweets and be like, "You didn't build this person up. You took the piss out of them." But I've learned now, and this is what I do now.
Not everyone is or can be like a leader as well. Like, it's hard to be that person, Like, and
that's
again,
a great point.
Again, maybe it's that you're not strong enough to do that. And it's like, I'm not. I'm not the best. I'm really awful with my words. So if I was someone out there like, trying to fix things, then it's not going to do a good job to reach the people. What I can do is I can act like better as a person, and I can still learn and educate. But it doesn't mean that I have to be the one being like, don't do this, do that. I can donate, or I can retweet, or I can share links on my platform. But I'm not going to be the person out there like in my music. Maybe I can when I'm writing it down, but not every day. So you can't be mad at someone for not doing that.
I got a great point that adds to that. People had a go at me during the recent Black Lives Matter movement on Twitter. It was a small group of people.
Yeah.
I had retweeted loads of information, probably maybe like 8 tweets in 24 or 48 hours. But I hadn't directly tweeted, that short and URL
card one.
The card one. I hadn't go here and do that because I found that my words didn't live up to the people's that I'd retweeted.
Yeah, exactly.
And I understand then their point of view of saying, but if you say it, it's more powerful.
Yeah.
But I feel I don't have the credibility.
Yeah.
I feel like it would come across the wrong way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like with stuff like that where it's really serious, it's like, okay, out of these 100 people that have tweeted it that all have a massive following, how many of them have tweeted it to spread awareness, and how many of them have tweeted it because, okay, I actually need to just tweet it because otherwise people will get on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's still good because it's still spreading awareness.
Yeah.
But it's what's your intentions behind it.
Yeah, and then also you tweet, and you think, I wonder if people are actually going to think I'm tweeting it just for like clout. And then it's like, well,
there's a circle that goes on in our heads that you don't know about.
Yeah,
and it is that circle.
That's why. Like I noticed when I said, I hope Bird App does die, and you kind of were like, oh, like what? Do you think it? Do you want it to? Do you not want it to? Do you want it?
I think I think it's a good part of our ecosystem. On the good side of Twitter, I think it's it's good for instant news. It's good for good memes and good videos.
Yeah.
And funny things that happen instantly. Because I feel like Instagram's much slower.
Yeah.
You can't really catch something on your explore page. It comes up like 2 or 3 days later for the algorithm.
And also, it takes time for the people to put that content out. Whereas like a tweet can just be like 5 seconds.
Instant,
so you get more of that. Like, yeah.
So for instant news in the world, I think it is it's very much needed. And I do surf it and I do find my political stuff from there, but it's not good for my head.
Yeah.
Any of it.
I think
really.
Simon's done the right thing in terms of just getting rid of it. But then you do obviously you would love to be on it still and seeing the funny things, you know, what we link in the chat, but you don't want to see the negative side.
I wish I could go on the app and not have a notifications tab.
Yeah. Just scroll through.
Yeah. Because then all I would see is the people I want to follow, and I wouldn't be tempted to click notifications.
So make a second account, refollow every single person you follow on your main.
It's very true.
Keep it private.
Oh, yeah, true. And no one, yeah.
Yeah.
Then no one can
do that.
you.
Just make a burner account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I've got
start tweeting you abuse.
Well, if you're private, I won't see it.
Oh.
Unprivate for 5 minutes. Yo,
Well,
Cal, check your phone.
I wonder, like, people, this is just a wild example. Someone like Bill Gates, right, who's clearly successful in multiple businesses. Those type of like executives and CEOs, they probably don't have anything on their phone other than like text to their parents, brothers, and everything. So what they'll have is like what with George, like George helping you out with your Twitter. Like he'll have like someone sit on his email and he'll say like, "Hi, this is what I've got today." He'll answer it and then they'll write it back to the person. Or, you know, same thing on Facebook, Instagram, and that's probably the best way to go about it. You know, you're still on there, you're still active on there, you're still seeing what you want to see, but someone else is just doing it for you. So you're on it, but you're not on it at the same time. But obviously for us, it's kind of like I'm not going to employ like 10 people to manage every single
social
aspect.
media manager. Yeah, for sure.
Well, did you ever see what Ed Sheeran used to do? He took like a year off.
He's
like
on his
6 months.
he's currently away at the moment.
So yeah, all he does is he wakes up and he checks his computer and he'll check his emails. He might check, I don't know if he checks Twitter and etc. But then once he's off, that's it. He doesn't have a phone.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
heard
he
that
probably
he
has a
phone.
basic phone that he can get a text. Like
Yeah.
when he says he doesn't have a phone, I bet he still has like, you know,
Yeah.
he's got to have a way to contact his like mum or dad or whatever.
Well,
No,
here's
I think he doesn't have it.
Really, you don't think he has any like? I reckon he might have like a 3210 or something. Like that.
But the thing is,
Trap phone.
that's sorry, Ed, and I'm not calling him out, but it's
He
like
does watch
it's a
podcasts.
privilege as well. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? To be able to do that, because I'd do that today.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't. And it's like, it's the worst thing. And we watch The Social Dilemma knowing the problem, and I won't do anything about
I
it.
can't change it.
I'm not going to change
Yeah.
anything about it. And I know that. And it's like, it's what it
You
is.
see the bit where there's one bit where the girl posts something on Insta and it doesn't get likes, so she deletes it, and then she posts something else and where she's edited herself and it gets more likes.
Yeah.
They talk about her ears.
Yeah, and the whole point is like how, you know, if you're not getting enough likes, it starts affecting your mental health, and then also people start questioning certain stuff. Like they'll go, "Oh, your ears," etc., stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't find that on. I find Instagram so easy to not care about that. Like I'll post a picture, and sometimes I go, "Oh, that picture didn't do very well." I can genuinely say inside my head that does not affect me. Twitter, 100% affects me,
Yeah.
and I don't know why. I don't know why Instagram doesn't have any effect. I could literally post a picture right now, and every comment could say like, "Oh, what the fuck's up with your nose? What's up with your teeth?" I don't know, stuff like that.
But on Twitter, it
I
would.
honestly wouldn't care. Yeah, if people
Yeah.
started tweeting me it would get to me.
Yeah. It's
I
weird.
don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I can't explain that.
It's just that app.
I guess same thing as with YouTube as well. I've got that level as well. I guess like on YouTube, like we just know to just ignore most comments really.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say, even here, like the notification thing, I got notifications on my phone from like Instagram and stuff, and I've got a YouTube notification of a comment on my, for some reason, I don't often get them, but it just says you're the worst YouTuber. It's like, why have they chose to put that on my phone? Like, why is that the one to make
Yeah,
it
no,
through?
bro, I had that earlier as well.
Like, why?
But the thing is, yeah,
They just want you
Also-
to keep you down.
Yeah.
I've had my phone off now. Well, you know, we've been doing this for like 2 hours now.
Yeah.
And
That's a
like,
hint, by the
the-
way.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And like, maybe. I hope that you can't see it, but don't show it. But I'm just showing you guys. It's like, this is 2 hours worth of stuff now,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that might not
Yeah.
look like a lot, but I've got to now. These are.
Respond.
There's a YouTube email. There's an insurance email. A
Really hope
DM
it's
for a
so detailed,
meeting.
wasn't it? 'Cause Joel.
Make sure that's not on screen, regardless. Just
It's
show,
just like
just show us
zooming
two.
it, don't show us on the podcast. It's like zooming it to the camera.
Scrolling through everything.
Yes. YouTube email, an insurance email, 3 no 2 ways emails, 4 no 2 ways emails. And then all these group chats and people and notifications and NatWest business account.
Yeah.
Bruv.
Yeah. But it goes back to what we were saying earlier.
Fucking cancer.
We've been asking all these things to you about what you're doing, and like you said, the one we didn't mention is just life, like how you doing as a person.
All right. Okay.
No.
That's actually no. That's
No, I didn't. How do you want to answer this?
No, it's not a question, but it's like you know how you said you've got all these things.
All right.
You've got these
And you
5 things plus life.
Yeah.
We've actually spoken to you about everything except life. Like,
Yeah.
And even
don't ask.
Even Laura's like,
Don't ask.
oh, we should have like a day where we just go like a hotel and just forget about all the work and everything. And I'm like, well, we can't. When? And that's how awful is that?
Yeah, it's bad.
So bad. But then like, I don't want to stop because if you stop, like you say on Twitch, you have one day of Twitch, everything falls apart. So you got to keep going and going and going. And I was saying to him on like Discord the other night, when do you stop? Because I'm always like, I got to work now so that when I'm like 40, 50, I can like relax. But will I be? If you're not taking care of yourself now, then will you? What's to say you will be in like 20 years?
Yeah,
that's scary.
This is one of the most relentless jobs in the world.
Yeah,
that people look up to us and they're like, oh, it's amazing. They make so much money. Look at the house they live in. Look at where they go. Yeah,
mentally.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. But the stuff that goes on behind the scenes and the effect that it has on your mental health, and no one really talks about it.
No.
Maybe I talk about it the most within our group, or I'm always there for someone to fall back on. From my personal experience with all of us, I don't know what other people do on their sides, but like, it's going to come back to bite us, man.
It will.
If it hasn't already, it will come back to bite us when we're 30, when we're 35.
Yeah. So that's what I always say. Like I say, I can't wait to be off the internet. And everyone always takes that as, he's quitting YouTube next year. He's quitting YouTube soon, etc. And it's like, I'm not. The reason I say it is just because if I can make it to an age where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do videos anymore. I'm retired, basically.
Yeah.
It's more because it's like, okay, I've survived.
Yeah.
Like, I've managed to make it to the point where I don't have to do any more things online and see the comments and stuff. And I know, like, okay, that's the worst. That's the worst of it. Now I can just live.
Yeah. I think the solution to it is just hiring people. Obviously, we're blessed to be in a position where that may be a possibility. And the better you do, the more chance you get to do that. For example, say 5 years ago, if you had an editor on YouTube, you were like laughed at, right?
Yeah, your audience had a go at you.
Yeah. What? You're not in your videos?
I mean, you don't care about your audience anymore then.
Yeah.
Even before that, when you were first starting, this was before I even did it. I remember if you guys posted like a video a day, you're a money whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you're right.
If you go a week without posting, it's like, oh, you don't do anything.
Yeah, you're so lazy. Yeah.
We did Heskey Time and Sweaty Goals, and I was saying to JJ, like, it was in the charts. I was like, we can't actually get in the charts, like the real charts. And I was like, bro, we got to keep pushing this. And he was like, nah, I can't. I was like, why? He's like, because they're calling me a money whore. Imagine now, like how much promotion JJ is doing and how much people respect him for that promotion.
Yeah.
Whereas there was once a day on YouTube where we literally couldn't post our song, couldn't post promo on our song because we looked to be seen as a money whore. It's crazy. So my point is that like now, you've got an editor, okay? So that someone edits our videos, we pay that. People understand there's no way you can film and edit at the same time. And now, say with your clips channel, you got someone there all the time doing that actively, and he's got like an investment in that. So then it keeps going and going further. I think what you're saying there is a good point, but maybe in 5 years, 10 years, you'll be off the internet, but you're still making content. You'll still log on to play games.
Just like an actor.
Yeah, you still log on to play.
Or you'll be a director and you'll be behind the camera telling other people what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and your content's still being put out there and you're still having an influence, but someone else is doing it for you. And all you got to do is, it's 6 o'clock now, I've got an Among Us session type thing, go and sit on with your mates for an hour, log off, and that's all you do. You don't even plan your stream, you don't even, blah, blah, blah. You've got an investment in it, but you say, you tell someone else, this is my plans, and they go and help you with that.
That's what it should have been 4 years ago.
Yeah, it should have been, yeah.
And that's what nobody knows and nobody's thought about. Well, the smart people will have, like, there are those YouTubers you watch their like behind the scenes video, like Pokimane. I watched her like
eight employees, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, with she made a video with Graham Stevens. Yeah.
Come on.
And it was really insightful. It was like a really insightful video, and you go, oh wow, she literally has a tree of people, but all you see is Pokey.
Yeah.
It's like we should all have this individually, but we don't have that American money.
Yeah.
The industry isn't as grown in the UK, so there aren't people that are searching for those jobs like they are in LA.
Yeah. But also we feel bad because we've been in YouTube in the era where you were frowned upon for doing that. So like, surely I can't hire someone to do this.
Do you think the UK audience just prefer that though? Because, like, for example, just take the Sidemen, for example. We literally, Con comes and films it. Obviously, he has like the crew to film it, but effectively it's Con. Then you have a full-time editor.
Yep.
And then we have
TP.
One employee, TP.
Well, I was going to bring her up. I was going to say how much.
But that's it. That's all. Like, I'm pretty certain Logan had that within his first year of YouTube.
Yeah,
minimum.
for sure. And way more.
Way more.
And you got to understand how much help has like TV been for you guys?
Oh, yeah.
It's changed everything, right? So it's like, imagine if you have 10 of those.
But do people then like it because it's like, these guys actually run it themselves?
Nah, it's waffle, man. Because you can still run it with that outlook. People will still think that. Even though you're not.
They can still have the vision.
Yeah.
Right? As long as you find the people with the vision, so they're not like throwing you way off skew.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like we shouldn't feel bad then for also lying to the audience at all. It's like you got to be healthy, you got to be able to like manage all this stuff.
Yeah.
What would you prefer? Like no Siren Sunday or a Siren Sunday that has been,
thought about
and
worked on
about other people, but at the end of the day, you guys are still true to yourself because you are independent and you make the decisions. I think that's where YouTube is going. And we should catch up to it, I think, to be fair, because like you say, look at Logan.
Behind, yeah.
But also look at Logan's stream. The audio was trash. So it's like hire the right people, find the right people to do it. But you've got integrity enough to find the right person. You know? But the Americans do it differently. They're just built differently. I think that the audience over there is different as well. They expect TV level type of content, whereas we feel like we have to do everything ourselves, and that's what's going to kill us. Literally.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, like Laura edits my videos on the Pokemon channel, and at first she said to me like, "I'll edit for you." I was like, "No way can you do that? Like, you're not good enough, But she did it.
She's very nice to his wife.
No, but it's going to be a compliment. She did it, proved herself, and now she's like working like 12 hours a day at the unit. She's done like 300 orders this weekend on her own, like no one else, just herself.
300 what?
Orders from the Pokemon store on her own. And she comes back crying. She's like, "I can't do this anymore. Like I'm broken." And I'm like, "Fuck!" So we're trying to hire people right now as fast as we can. But then she comes back and edits to like 2 a.m, gets up at 6 and goes again. So like now I'm editing it for her, and I'm trying to find a new editor. But no one is as good as her. No one can do the job that she's done because we care so much about it that we've been like their hands on making it as good as it can be. So now it's like I'm gonna have to find someone, and I've got a guy who edits my main channel, but this just tells it, he edits my Reddit videos. I said to him, I'm like, with Reddit videos, I don't care what you do really, but you have to be very specific with the Pokemon stuff because I want it to be a certain way. That just shows me the level of like why it's going to be doing well is because I'm invested into it. But at the end of the day, it's like we care. I think often we care so much that we daren't give it to someone else because they mess it up.
So much.
But that's why, like your Plays channel, like the gaming one, you'll notice because you've started now with someone, it's so much more beneficial because you'll still care about the level it is, but you haven't set the level. So if he does something different to what you would have done, it doesn't matter because you've never done anything on that channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is it wrong that I have
prefer it?
I skipped yesterday's upload because I was like, we need to make it better. So
I think that's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
Yeah, you got to post
it. With this channel, I'd say yeah.
So I remember saying on my game channel,
I'd say you need to let them. If it's like a mistake.
No, it wasn't a mistake.
I would say
it was just
let them do it.
Calyx way of editing.
Me personally, I would say let them do it.
I'm at a level now where I don't even watch. I don't watch it at all. You just post it.
Oh,
so here, look, there's a title here.
I care too much.
But that's the issue. Is like you have to care, but not to the point where you might start doing this where you say, "Oh no, we should do this differently. We should do differently," and then suddenly you're going to one upload a week.
Yeah,
and that's not what you want on that channel, right? You want it to be.
I missed a meeting with Ben earlier because I was doing some gaming feedback for tonight's video.
Yeah, and look how that channel's now affecting other stuff.
And that was for a branded deal.
Yeah.
That now has a potentially subpar idea.
Yeah.
So it all has a knock-on effect.
That's why
and that's another thing that I've taken on. So it's like there's 6 things now.
So here, look, Simon admitted he was still an imposter. Simon admitted he was an imposter and still won. Like my guy sent me that title and I just didn't have time to say yes or no. So he just posted it. And after I was like, that's not a very good title, right? But it ended up doing really well. And like, you don't care. I don't care. No one cares. It's just, all right.
I mean, it's a good title.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at it, it's doing well. So it's a good title. But again, like if I didn't post that, it could have been a different title that may not have done well.
Yeah.
Just like make mistakes. But again, like the most important thing I think with each channel is just consistency. Posting. And so what if this wasn't edited to perfection? Tomorrow the next one will be, and the next one will be, and the next one will be. And I think Mr. Beast is a great example of that. Like he literally got big on YouTube by saying Logan Paul like 200,000 times.
Yeah.
And there's no quality in that. Like in terms of like there's no camera angles, it's just him there. But people watch it and they respect it because they know that took so long.
Yeah.
You've jumped and you've tried. So next one, and now he's making it better because he's got the resources for it, and he can be like, right now I know what I want to do because I've got the funds to be able to and the views to be able to do it.
And whoever's editing your gaming channel will 100% look at comments. So if the comments feel there is a need to change something, they'll find it anyway.
Okay, noted.
That's how I do it anyway. I like obviously.
See, I was gonna go the opposite way, but I just can't. This is why my brain's fucked.
Depends what you want it to be.
I know.
Yeah,
I want it to be the best thing possible because it's coming out of my camp.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, I just don't have the time.
Because it's like
I'm like killing myself doing all this shit.
Yeah,
like,
but
what do you consider the best? It's like, is the best video but once a week, or videos constantly? If you know what I mean, but not as high quality.
Yeah.
It's like, which one do you want that channel to be? And ultimately, if one of them's going to take up your time and stop things that you're really passionate about, that's feel like that's your answer, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, and all the top YouTubers, even yourself, like you were once posting like a 2-minute Gold Cup video, right? That you now would not be happy with.
Yeah.
But if you didn't post that video, he wouldn't be where he is now. It's like same with PewDiePie. Like
I was happy with it. It was my first video.
Yeah, it's my best video.
It was my first video ever.
you know what I mean? Like if we it's like back in the day, I used to private videos now because they were trash. Whereas
I used to do that too.
Yeah, but like what's the point? People
enjoy
enjoy
whole videos and then they'd completely flop.
You just delete it.
And I would put them private. There's
a song I did called Bite the Bullet, right? And back in the day where, if KSI liked your video, it would bang. It would just say KSI like this. I did that and he shared it, liked it. And I was getting so much hate on the song because it was like a bad song. People didn't like it. It was cringe or whatever. But it was my biggest song. And I deleted it. No private. I just deleted it because I was getting hate comments after 30K views. That could have been like 500K, a million views or whatever. And I just deleted it. And it's like, wow, well, now I'd love to go back on that and think, I've changed now. I've got better. I've improved. But for some reason I deleted it.
Yeah.
It's like you can never get it back now.
There's the learning.
Yeah. And you still learn that, but it's still learn from that. It's crazy. And it's always a vocal minority as well, isn't it? Like that's what we need to remember.
Always.
It's like always.
You have 200 comments on a video that has 1 million views saying like this is terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's 200 people. You still got a million. You got 1 million views, and there won't be.
And the watch time 65%.
Yeah, and the likes will be way higher than dislikes.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, you scroll past 300 comments saying this is amazing, and you see one, and you're like, "Wow, shit." And it's bad. We're bad at that, You shouldn't scroll through praise and then pick up on the hate ones, but it's just in our brain to do so, isn't it?
I know. We're wired differently, bruv.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait to be off the internet.
Yeah.